I'm Robrad78.
And I'm Fidget 1185.
And welcome to our Couples Therapy.
Welcome back to Couples Therapy, where we talk about this, that, and the other thing.
And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Well, new setup. We're going to try this. Yeah, you can still see me over here a little bit and see her over there. Hubie's in mine and Jackson just in hers. But
did we plan it that way? Not really. It just kind of worked out that way.
Yeah, we just wanted to try something different. Maybe someday we'll just have two different completely cameras and
we'll
facing
see
each other, but we'll see. For now, this is not bad.
It's different.
Definitely different, yes. But, well, we tried to record a live video at the wedding, and we did do a live podcast, but I guess it was just meant for the people that were there because we didn't turn on our mics.
Oops.
We didn't turn on the mics on the camera, so there's no audio. We will kind of do like a tidbit clip of it at the end, but I'll put some music over it just so you guys could see a little bit of what it was like at the wedding. And stay tuned to the end of this episode because we'll put the cheers to the governor at the end of this as well.
Yep.
And it'll also have its own separate video. But you know how we like to add games to these.
Yeah.
Shoe game also got muted, but cheers to the governor, we remembered to turn on the mics. So at least we got one.
Yes.
But yeah, I've been messing around with new camera stuff on OBS because I started a new podcast now. So there's two podcasts on this channel. So if you go over to the Robrad78 on YouTube, you will find this podcast, and you'll find out the new podcast that's on Sundays, which is The Latest Show with Froggy Jack and Brad Rowe. And so far, it's been pretty fun. And I recommend checking that out as well. But anyways, anything new happened with you?
I mean, Saturday we, did a thing.
Oh, yeah? What did we do?
We got married, finally.
Oh, did we?
Woo!
Show 'em the ring.
Ugh. Making me move.
Bam. Go more center. There you go. Oh, see when you're in the center. Center. There you go. It focuses on what's in center. And during the wedding, I didn't get a ring, but the day after, I got a tattoo. Technically, I got two. So.
Yeah.
There we go. Says fidget on it. We got a skull and crossbones. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we got married. Officially turned in the paperwork yesterday. So we're just in the mail. We're waiting for our marriage certificate, and then we got a bunch of stuff that Fidget's got to change because her name changed. She is no longer her last name. She is officially a Rowe.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Can kind of tell them that because they already know my last name. So.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, that's fun. And yeah, we got married, but we want to talk before the marriage. We want to talk about. Let's start with the rehearsal. First off, first one to show up, because I know my dad's always early to things. So I was like, I want to make sure I'm there before him, so he's not waiting on me.
Like, what's going on?
So by the time my dad got there, I already had someone serve me some tea with a lemon on top of it. So I'm sitting there drinking a nice tea, waiting on everybody else. And then he shows up, and all my guys show up, and then Fidget's people show up. Fidget's family and friends.
My entourage of people.
Yeah. Keep in mind they were just across the street.
Right. So you would think, knowing that, like, we would have been the first.
Yeah. But it was funny because the first few people that went down the aisle walk-in wise when we rehearsed, Well, first it was me and my dad because my dad was filling in for my brother for the officiant because my brother couldn't make it. And we were on the opposite side, so we had to do like a weird like cross between each other when we were walking. And then another one of my friends and the one of the ladies also had the same thing happen. So
Oh yeah, because there's two of them.
yeah. So we learned that guys on the right, ladies on the left. And so that way it wasn't awkward. But while me and my dad were standing there waiting for everybody else, we look out the window and there's a dog taking, somebody's walking their dog and there's a dog taking a crap outside the window.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So it's like, oh, this is a lovely view. So I had that. And yeah, it was kind of, it was a good rehearsal, quick rehearsal. Good food.
As they tend to be. I mean, I think the reason why ours was as short as it was because we weren't adding like a lot of stuff into it. Because like I know
we didn't have flower girls, we didn't have rain bears.
Well, not only that, but I know some people do like the thing that like you were telling me about where there's an empty container and then there's like sand for him, sand for her, and then like you pour it to it's like the coming together of two people becoming one sort of thing.
We also didn't have it where I walk my parents to their seats.
Well, right, my mom was asking me like, oh, because typically like you would have walked your mom down the aisle, and I'm like, she can find her spot.
Just have her seat.
Because I feel like in some ways we were, kind of traditional, but other ways we're like, no, let's just, let's do it our way.
Let's be practical. Because let's be honest, the old way is sometimes impractical.
Right, but I feel like that's why it wasn't super long or anything. Yeah. Not that I'm like complaining about.
When I talk to you, I am looking at you this way, and when you talk to me, like even on the cameras.
That's funny, but not saying that like that's a bad thing. That's just not us.
Right. Yeah, but rehearsal went well, and then we went and ate lunch, or I guess it would be supper technically.
Yeah.
And when we were sitting in there, it was like an all-you-can-eat buffet kind of thing, basically.
Yeah.
When I say all you can eat, I mean there was a limited amount of food, but it was plenty for who all showed up. Like we were all full. You know what I mean?
Right.
This lady comes in, and she's like, finds out that her family's all from California, and she's like, "Have you taken them to have Casey's Pizza?" And I'm like, "What?" Like, in my head, I didn't say it out loud, but I'm like, really? Like, we're making a big deal about Casey's Pizza? Like, don't get me wrong, Casey's Pizza's pretty good. But, like, her mom's a world traveler. She's had pizza from Italy and stuff like that. Like, actually, like, the birthplace of pizza.
Well, and it's funny because I was talking to my mom about that the night, Sunday night. Like, we were talking about that when she was hanging out in our room. And she goes, yeah, it's like completely different. And I was like, I know, that's like what I'm saying. Like nothing, probably like no pizza can compare to pizza in Italy.
My stepdad said when he was in Italy, he didn't really like the pizza. But to each their own, I guess.
Right.
But at the same time, like, Casey's Pizza is really greasy. And that spikes up the cholesterol, right?
Right.
So it's like, your parents, I don't think we need anything to like spike up their cholesterol. Like, let them live a good, healthy life. You know what I mean?
Right. And then like she was like our server, and I know she was making conversation, like no hate towards her whatsoever, but around here where we're at, it's, I always thought of it as like a gas station with like a little like convenience store. No, she was like, no, it's a Casey's Pizza with a gas station, and it's like
same thing to me. like both those options, I don't see a difference. It's like it's got both, so why is it not?
Right, but I mean, it's a gas station with a convenience store, and the convenience store just so happens to have like a little pizza thing in it.
Trust me, I've been to the Casey's, and they worry about the gas and they worry about the convenience store more than they worry about their pizza. So I wouldn't say it's a pizza store first, because you could go in there and be like, where the fuck's a slice of pizza? You know?
Right, like when I came out the first time, and it's like, or maybe it wasn't like the first time, but you know,
one of the times.
Yeah, I'm like, so where's the pizza? You know, like I was kind of thinking that, and then you're like, oh, it's in the back, and it's like, oh.
Yeah. But, I mean, don't get me wrong. Still go for a slice of Casey's every once in a while, but...
Right, and that occasional, you know, like day where no one knows what to do for supper, so we just why not order, Casey's Pizza?
Because it is a convenience store, and that's convenient.
Right?
But, yeah, it's just weird, and, like, she was very adamant about it, and it's like, lady, I get it, you're passionate about this, but... So it's not gonna happen.
Maybe next time, like when my mom comes out, I'll take her to. It's like, Mom, we're going on a special little trip to Casey's just to get you a slice of pizza. Like you can have a bite and I'll eat the rest.
I think another thing that was funny about the rehearsal is like the amount of food that like my best man ate, because he was like on his 4th or 5th plate before any of us got done with our first plate.
Hey, I mean.
And then he was pretty quickly out of there once he finished his food, because he was all about Comic-Con last weekend, Des Moines Con, which we'll get into in a second when we go to the next day. And then the other thing about the other groomsmen that came that was funny was like we all got these nice drinks, and we could kind of describe our drinks and how they tasted at the rehearsal. I'll go to mine first because it doesn't sound like you remember yours too much. But,
no, I just don't remember what was in it.
Anyways, so we all get our drinks, and my other groomsman ordered a beer, and he, like, guzzled that thing, and he had it almost finished, and then her dad goes, let's raise our glass for a toast. And he's like, wait, what? He, like, raises his glass, and it's almost empty already, and it just cracked me up so bad.
Oh, what can you do, though?
Yeah. I got another crazy beer story about him later on in this episode, so stay tuned for that. You got anything more you want to add to... Well, we got to add the drinks. So I had these... I didn't drink any alcohol the night of the rehearsal. And I had this guava with, like, some heat kick to the end or whatever. It's almost like it had that, that... Tahini sauce, yeah.
Or chamoy, maybe?
Yeah, tahini or chamoy. It was like an after kick on it, and it was really good. And it complemented itself really good. But I don't know why. I just didn't feel like drinking that day. So I didn't. And what did you have?
I don't remember what it was called, but it had like... I don't want to say Prosecco. Like, I don't think that was right, but it could have been.
I feel like I heard that name that day.
Like, it was like a sparkling, like, wine or something, and then they added, like, a little bit of, like, other, like, alcohol to it, and it was really good. Had that while we were eating, and then, I had another one before we left.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was light. Like, it was a very nice, like, summer drink.
Yeah.
Like, if I could remember what it was called and what was in it, like, I'd be like, yeah, let's be drinking those this summer.
Right. Yeah, it looked good. But I think that about wraps up. For food-wise, it was like basically make your own taco, but you could also make it with chicken or beef. We had some quesadillas there. You also had some toppings like bell pepper, tomatoes.
Yeah. It was like, taco / nacho bar.
Yeah, you could do the chips too. It had like nice queso dip too.
And then the other side, so we got to pick 2 different things, and then the other one was kind of like it was like wings and...
Pizza. There was pizza.
Pizza and wings.
And there was something else, I feel like, but I'm sure there's something else we were missing, because there was a lot of options, but it was basically covered all your fronts, like all the things you would want for like a sporting event. Showing.
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
it was great. And you guys ever get a chance to go to Embassy Club West, I recommend. They got some good food. It is not going to be cheap, so, and I believe you have to be a member to actually go there.
Yeah,
So,
you might. I don't know.
maybe it won't be for everybody, but yeah, we had a great time. And the only thing I would say is their sidewalk.
Oof, yeah.
So their walkways outside the place are so uneven and cracked and broken that we had several incidents throughout the rehearsal all the way to the wedding day, even. We had a couple people fall and actually get hurt. And then we had a few people like trip and stumble over it, but like catch themselves. So I did go up to management and say, hey, you guys have an unsafe walkway and that you should really change this because this is not right. So that is something that hopefully they take into consideration because honestly, they could have had a lawsuit on their hand, be honest with you. So they got lucky. Other than that, we went over to the next day, the bachelor party day. Do you kind of want to go over your bachelor party day?
Bachelorette party, yeah.
And I'll go over mine.
So, rehearsal was a Thursday, and I know you typically do like the rehearsal the day before the wedding, but anyways, so it was a surprise as to what I would be doing. And so I guess my one and only question was like, what's the dress code? Like, what do I need to wear? Because I figure like, that's like a valid question. And so only thing that I was really told was to wear closed-toed shoes.
That's when you know you're going to have a good time.
No, that just confused me even more.
You're like, well, we're not going to the beach. Or if we are, it's going to be weird.
And for the life of me, like, I can't remember the name of the place that we went to. Like, if I do, it'll be down in the description below or something, or...
No, she's gonna do that.
So... when we get there, so we checked in or whatever, and so I get my sister and my best friend, there's like a bunch of like different activities that like you could pick. There's like outside, there's cornhole, pickleball, what is it called? Bocce ball. And I think that's like all of that kind of stuff like outside, and it's cool. Like they had like big like Connect 4.
Giant Connect 4.
Yeah. So the first activity that we did was bocce ball, and so I guess
what is bocce ball?
Okay, so there's 2 teams, and so we had like, it looked like a like little toolbox, like full of balls. Yeah, it was a fun night.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think how many there. Let's just say there was like 4 each, and then so you have this little white ball.
Okay.
So, you decide like what team goes first, and then so the team that goes first, they roll the little white ball. It has a technical name, I can't remember what it's called, but. So you have to roll the ball, like at least so it goes halfway across the court or lane, whatever you want to call it. And then so basically what you're doing is, so let's say there's blue and green balls, okay? So you're on the green team, I'm on the blue team, okay? So like I would roll one of my balls to try and get it as close to the little white ball.
Right.
And so I do that, and then it would be your turn. You roll one of the green ones to see if you can get the ball closer than what I did. Right. So then if you get your ball closer, then it would be my team's turn until like we can get it, right. Sort of thing.
Okay.
And then it's like, yeah, you can knock try and knock the other people's balls farther away and things like that. I mean, it's all like strategy and stuff, but like we were just having fun, and
Yeah, of course.
it's great getting to throw balls around. Like, who doesn't like that?
Right. I just figured, because I've never played that game, and I'm sure there's people that will watch this that'll be like, what even is bocce ball?
Right, that was my first time playing also.
I feel like it was your first time doing a couple of those things that you're going to mention here.
And so what's kind of cool though is like at each like activity or whatever that you pick, like you're there for, it's like an hour and some odd minutes, so maybe let's just say like an hour and a half at each
Right.
each one.
Oh man.
Oh, one of the other things that was outside was shuffleboard. So, but we didn't get there in enough time for that, unfortunately. I figured that would have been kind of a fun thing to play too, but
Right.
so after, like, we kind of ended bocce ball a little early. Like, we got some food.
Where'd you go?
Oh, we just ate. Like, they had like
had
a bar,
place?
like
Nice.
a bar type place.
Sounds like a great place.
Yeah, if I can remember the name. Should go there again.
Yeah, you could probably just be like bocce balls in Des Moines or something like that.
Or I can text my sister and be like, hey, do you remember the name of the place that we went to?
Sure.
Anyways, so like I said, we ended bocce ball we ended it a little early, and then we ate, and then it was on to the next activity, which was axe throwing. Now, mind you, I hear this and I'm like, I immediately, like start getting nervous. Because, like, I didn't know, like, what we were doing, like, what to expect or anything. Right. So we're walking in, and yes, they literally make you sign a waiver. So that just was like, oh, shit, like, what am I getting myself into? Like, but I kind of see why they make you sign that waiver, and I'll get into that in just a moment. So like with the machine that they have set up for like the axe throwing, there's like a bunch of like different games that like you can play. The people next to us, they were like playing something that kind of looked like Angry Birds.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And there's just a bunch of things like that. And
Keep going.
So the one that we were playing at first, it was basically like darts. And so that was pretty cool. So I learned really quick that at that activity that I picked up a new hobby.
Right.
Because I was having a lot of fun, and apparently I'm not horrible at it.
Yeah, you got first, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. When I was doing the latest show, Jax had mentioned that he had played axe throwing before, and he got second in his group. So
Nice.
You guys might have to go against each other sometime.
And so obviously, after you throw the axe and it sticks in or whatever, like you have to go retrieve it. There were some where, they tell you to, to jiggle it, like, and pull it out. There were some of mine that when I threw, like, it was like in there pretty deep, and I was like, it kind of made me feel good. Like, I know that sounds kind of like cheesy or whatever.
She's like, I am Thor.
So then after we were done like doing like the dart version of like axe throwing, I played tic-tac-toe, and then I played
my neck.
2 games against my sister, and I don't think I played against my mom. No, I played against one of the workers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they play too.
Well, I don't know if they're supposed to or not, but
they sure did.
So my record is 3 wins, no losses, and 1 draw. So that's a pretty good record, I think.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun, and then so to end the night, we were playing darts. And I've never played this version of darts, but you know how normally you're trying to make points, right?
Right. Yep.
Well, the game like we were playing, so we started with 301 points.
Yeah, that's the normal darts.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. You count down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, I don't play darts.
I know. I'm just saying.
Well, it was either 301, 50 something, and like 700 and something. And so it was a 15 round. Each game of that was like 15 rounds, and we found that out. We found that out because we weren't done.
Because you couldn't get to that last few points.
No, because so if you have 18 points, you have to get exact.
Yep. I know darts. I'm sorry. We played it with Jason when we went to Waterloo, but I also grew up with dartboards. So
I mean, we got the magnetic one in the kitchen.
Yep. But I've told you probably several times on this podcast by now that one of my uncles he like fixed arcades and stuff. And so I was really good at claw machines, but he also had like dartboards. He had all sorts of stuff. He had the punch things where you could punch and see how strong you are. Had a lot of like fancy pinball machines. There was a Star Wars one. There was a WrestleMania one.
Oh, nice.
He had a lot of those touchscreen things that you used to see at like bowling alleys and stuff. Where they were like touchscreen games, and it had a bunch of different games on them. And he had like 4 or 5 of those set up at his house at one point. But it was really cool. And they just worked on them and fixed them, and then sometimes they kept machines and just kept them around. So pretty cool. And my favorite always was the claw machine, getting good at it. And
And so on one of my throws, it was kind of funny, I was kind of a little embarrassed, but I feel like it's par for the course because of my height.
True.
So on one of my I don't know how I managed it, but I threw it above the dart board, but it was still like in the cork, but it was too high to where I had, I asked the gentleman that was playing like next to us. I was like, "Oh, excuse me, can you get my dart for me?"
Couldn't reach it.
No, I couldn't.
That's
like
funny.
even on my tiptoes, I could not reach it.
I thought you were gonna say it was so high that it didn't even count as you hitting the board.
Oh no, it counted. It counted as a big old whopping 0, but I couldn't pull the dart back out because I'm too dang short.
So I could actually go again technically.
No, it did count as my turn, but yeah. So I don't know why I was embarrassed. Like I shouldn't have been, but it's still like.
Keep in mind, by the time she was done with her whole thing, I was already probably home. Because we were done pretty early in mine.
But it was a lot of fun. I definitely want to take you and do the axe throwing with you.
Oh, you don't want me there.
So it's something fun for us to do.
You don't like competing against me. You know what happens. Anyways.
Oh, why I found out that why they advise you to wear closed-toed shoes was because on a couple of my throws, literally bounced off of the wood and came sliding back.
Sure.
To me, luckily, it was the blunt side of the axe that was sliding toward, but still, right. Are those hatchets? Like
depends on. They should be hatchets, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they were, like, not super big.
Yeah, that'd be hatchets.
So I was hatchet throwing, basically. But it was still fun. And I think I'm better with the one-handed throw versus the two-handed.
Yeah. Do you do the spiral throw, or do you do one?
I'd be afraid to try a spiral throw. So I tried to just throw it as straight as I can.
Yeah, I was a spiral throw.
But... So that was basically my night.
Yeah. So the reason why my night always ended early for most part is because I was always coming straight home afterwards. So I had an hour and a half drive to Des Moines and an hour and a half drive back home for Thursday and Friday. And Saturday, an hour and a half drive back to Des Moines. And then Sunday, an hour and a half drive back to Des Moines because I went back to the hotel, which we'll get to that in a bit too. But basically what happened was, because I didn't want to get a hotel. And so when I woke up on Friday, which I was going to mention this because you said typically, the rehearsal is the day after. But honestly, like, I think it was all right the way we did it Thursday because, people just got in. And then, yeah, sure, they might be a little jet lagged at the rehearsal. But at least they're not, like, jet lagged for, like, the bachelor/bachelorette party, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So that you guys could, like, actually, like,
Have fun.
And not stay out as late as you want. But, yeah, it's pretty good. It was a pretty good time. So basically what we did is my best man decided to have us all go to Comic-Con because it was the only way that he was going to be able to incorporate going to Comic-Con and my wedding at the same time. He was kind of like, oh man, the wedding's the same weekend as Comic-Con, but Des Moines Con. And then he realized that he gets to decide where we go for the bachelor party and decided to make a party at Comic-Con or Des Moines Con. Same kind of difference thing. It's just, anyways. So it was open 10 in the morning till like 7 at night, or maybe, yeah, I think it even went till 11 at night. There were certain things going on. But, of course, I wasn't going to stay the whole time because I had to get back home and be ready for the wedding in the morning. But, so I told the other guys, because the other two guys going with me were not convention guys either, like me. So they're like not in a hurry to get there, and they know that also they're not going to stay like super late there.
Right.
And so we all decided, you know what? We'll meet up at noon because he's going to wait in line and be there like doors open type and be there all day. And then he was pretty antsy even on the wedding night to get the wedding over and go over to that, and then I think spend all day over there Sunday as well. Which, personally, I don't know what more you could get out of it than one day. But it is what it is. So we decided we were going to go out to eat at noon because we weren't going to eat there because we knew it would be more expensive to eat there.
Right.
So that lies, where are we going to go eat? So, of course, I look up places in Des Moines to eat. I'm trying to look for reasonable price places. And I realized that Zombie Burger is in Des Moines, which I knew that, but I'd almost forgot. So, for the first time ever, I got to try Zombie Burger. I liked the place. We went to the actual place. I guess the one in the mall is no longer there. I guess.
Oh, okay.
Guess that's gone. But the building's pretty cool. You walk in, they make it look very zombie-like. They had like posters up that were like movies, but zombie puns in them. So there was like breakfast is Tiffany's instead of breakfast with Tiffany.
Breakfast at Tiffany's is the actual movie.
Yeah. This one was breakfast is Tiffany. And then there was like Lord of the Rotten instead of Lord of the Rings.
Ew.
I think there was another Lord of the Rings one. It was like the Tower of something, Tower of the Dead or something. I don't know. But there was 2 Lord of the Rings ones I remember. And there was a bunch of them. But it was cool. It was kind of funny because when I walked in, I only found Jason because I didn't realize there was 2 different spots to come in. And they both parked on the other end. Well, he found me. And then I was like, oh, we're waiting on the other guy. He said he's here too. And then I look in the back and I was like, oh, there he is right there. And they'd actually met before, so, I mean, because they'd both been here before for one of my summer parties. It'd just been a minute. So we all got together. We decided we wanted to sit outside. Granted, when I picked the spot, I didn't realize it was like center of downtown. So we're driving in like the most craziest spots and the hardest spots to find a parking spot, where you have to pay for a parking spot everywhere you park.
Right.
And you have to feed the meter, and it only lets you feed it for 4 hours. So we get parking spots, and they're doing construction right at the corner of that zombie burger. So it's loud. There's things in the way, and like they're like making they're digging up like smells. Like it was almost like sewagey smells.
Because that's what you want to smell.
So
when
we went
you're
outside
eating.
to eat, and so we're kind of smelling that while also doing this. And I'm like, well, I guess we get kind of a little more of the zombie experience, get the smells. I think at one point we had like a spider on our table that crawled up on the table, and I killed it.
No.
And it was like, well, we really getting the experience tonight. And but it was all good food. Like I got the walking ched, which is it's a hamburger with mac and cheese on it, and I got double stacked, so 2 patties. And you had all the fixings, lettuce, all the other things. And then it had the patties, or the buns were both top and bottom, were these breaded covered, fried breaded covered mac and cheese things. So like even when you bit into those had it. So I think it was supposed to be like brains kind of thing, themed. Um, and then one of the guys also got like a PB, and it was also a hamburger or whatever, and they got it with like it had like a runny egg on top, but it was also like PB sauce on it and stuff. So it was weird. It like had like
Wasn't that like the Elvis or something?
yeah, something like that.
Eh.
And he's like, I don't know why they put an egg on this, because like wouldn't be bad without. But like he's like, I'll eat it, but it's like, and he ate it all, but then we got these alcoholic mix. Well, to be fair, she just said spiked. And I guess there's options now there. You can get either an alcoholic or you can get it with THC. So we had our option. I think we all went with alcohol though. And we got spiked. Crazy names for the drinks there. We got, me and one of the guys got 2 swirls, 1 cup, and it was a peanut butter flavor.
Oh, that name.
And then the other guy got the bride's wedding cake or whatever. And it was just wedding cake flavor, basically. And yeah, I didn't taste my alcohol for the longest time. But after I was done with it, like the side of my tongue was numb. And I'm like, what did I get spiked with?
Right.
But then we get done eating. Granted, we couldn't talk too much because you literally, it's like you had the guy with the jackhammer going behind us. And it's like the guys were like, what? So it was a interesting time. But we left there, and we said we'd all meet at the parking lot at the place. And then we're like, we were kind of reluctant about it because we were going to have to pay like $12 or $13 to park there. So then when we leave, we decide we're just going to move spots because we didn't plan on being there all day anyways. We're just going to move spots and pay for another 4 hours of parking because that's only $5 compared to paying $12. And if anything, we could just re-up the time or whatever.
Sure.
So that's what we decided to do. 2 of us did, and we didn't mention it to the other guy, so he already gone to the parking lot. So we get to the convention, and now if you invite someone to a convention and you know that it's like their first time going to one, they're not going to exactly know what everything is, where everything is, this and that. What would you do?
I would kind of show them around and kind of.
First off, not coming in at the same time, they're already there. You're already there. So when they tell you that they're at the place, are you going to meet up with them? Or are you going to just tell them, hey, come find us. We're over here at this place or whatever.
Like if I'm the one that's there already
And
you're
done it years before.
And like you're meeting me, I would have had you been like, hey, we just got here. We're still like by the entrance. And me being the person that I am, I would come to you.
Exactly. We didn't think that was a hard concept. We probably spent the first hour trying to figure out where Kai was and the best man, and him just kind of giving us, well, we're over here now, we're over here now. We're gonna go back to the parking lot to put stuff away, and then we'll be back. And it's just like you really got to just be like, hey, we'll meet you immediately, and then you can just walk with us. Even if you got to go back to the parking lot, we can walk with you to the parking lot. But at the same time, it's just like we're all like not convention people, so it's like we're already like sticking out like sore thumbs because we're not dressed up, and like we're like almost the only ones not dressed up. We're not as passionate about this stuff as everybody is.
Right.
So like when we get there, there's alcohol served, but like you find out that most of the people at those conventions don't drink alcohol. Specifically, they don't drink beer. And we got beer, and there wasn't many beer options. So the first thing we did is we were looking for him, and we basically ran the whole scene of the downstairs area because there was multiple levels to it.
Yeah.
And couldn't find him, so we decided we'd go upstairs. And when we got upstairs, that's when we found out, oh, there's drinks here. So me and one of my groomsmen get a Busch Light. Now at this point, we hadn't caught up with the one that we met for lunch either. And we get a Busch Light. Finally, I get a text where my best man is, and he says he's in panel 2. So we're like, okay, now we kind of have a grasp that the panels are up here on the second floor, and we walk into panel 2. One of the quietest like areas ever, and it was like a guy like he was like comparing his top like 25 best like graphic designers, artists or whatever.
Sure.
And he had that monotone voice that like really makes you like want to fall asleep. He's like, and this is why I feel like this person is the best at this because they do this, and that's very abstract, and this and that, and then kind of like
no emotion.
So like as soon as we get in there, we're like looking for him, and we're like, I was like, I don't see him, and then so we just sat down and was so we could actually see it and not make a scene. Groomsman decides to open the can, and he wants to be subtle with it, so he does it slowly. But this is the thing about cans. You can't open cans suddenly. You have to just rip it like a Band-Aid because the slower you take, the louder it gets. So because you're not taking the pressure enough to break the top part, that like opens it up.
Right, so you just get to
so you get like it's just like because it's still slowly ripping around that little rim that it opens up. And so he just opens it, and like everyone just turned around. And he's like, "What?" And then he looks at me and he goes, "Now open yours." And I'm like, So he's like, "Yeah, let's just get out of here." And then so we got out of there, and then as soon as we got out of that room, I'm like, like really fast.
That's funny.
Well, later on, we found out that he was in panel 3, and he thought he was in panel 2. His lady knew that they were in panel 3, though. So we would have seen him if we went in the right panel.
Right.
And we almost went in panel 3 after we left that one. But then we... So like I said, it was probably another hour into the thing before we ran into him, because we went back downstairs and we met up with the other guy, saw him, caught him up pretty early because, we said, hey, we'll meet you here. Not hard to do.
Right.
And so we met him over there, and then we all walked the convention. They had like these different chocolates there that were like made or whatever. It was moonshine chocolate. So we got free samples of it. We didn't want to like buy any right at the beginning of the convention because we didn't want it to be melted by the time we left or anything. And then by the time we decided to leave, it was time to go. For us at least, the place was still well open.
Right. But
we walk around some more. I found this artist. I think his name's Joe Prosit. Was it? He's written a few books or whatnot, and I got him to sign my 3 books that I purchased because I'm a big reader. he's like, what kind of books you into? And, everybody's like, oh, he's a big Stephen King fan. So then he mentioned that one of his books is basically, he's like, this is like a Stephen King story. He said, basically, this lady, every time she sins, this demon comes down from her, or comes from her basement and comes up. And every time it comes out, she has to kill it with an axe or whatever. And that's basically the story. So be an interesting one to read. And I got a couple more of his, but all three were signed. And we kept walking, and we found out that there's this like guy that makes these wooden like frame things that like you could put markers in or whatever. And there's like a baseball one where you could put a baseball in every spot where there's a Major League Baseball team.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's basically to mark like ones you've been to, and then because like one of my groomsmen's brothers wants to go to every baseball stadium, so he's like, I'm gonna get this for him. So we got one of those for him, and then we were just walking around, and we saw a lot of 3D printed stuff. It was pretty cool. I found some 3D printed like Pokemon cards that pop out, which are pretty cool. I got her 3 ones. I got her Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard. Then I got me a Hitmonlee and a Psyduck. They had Gold Deck, and they also had Hitmonchamp, but I was like, nope, just want these 2. So they were not cheap anyways.
Because Charmander's my all-time favorite.
Yeah, I just wanted to get all 3 since they had all 3. Then we finally run into the man of the hour, the convention legend himself. I mean, there was people there like literally like walking by, like I could watch in the background. They'd be like, "Oh my God, that's him!" Like pointing at him and everything, like because he has social media and stuff, and they like didn't come up to him, but were pointing it out to the people they were with, kind of stuff. And then there was a lot of people that did come up to him and wanted to hang out, get a picture real quick, and it was pretty cool. It's because he goes to these a lot, and he has a big following on Instagram through it. So it was kind of cool. He even got a few videos, and he did one video collab with me, so that was pretty cool. Hopefully it'll help my Instagram go up. If you guys aren't following yet, my Instagram is Robrad78, as are all my social medias. But anyways, he's like, hey, do you guys want to go meet the celebrities? I was like, yes, that's what I've been looking for the whole time. So I'm like, this whole time I'm like, where are the people we came to see?
Right.
And so we went over to the celebrity wing, and I got to meet first. I met Mari Grabstein, which, if you don't know, is the voice actor of Courage the Cowardly Dog. If you give me the DVD case over there.
Gosh darn. Short arms.
Right here, Courage. Cute little dog. Kind of reminds me of Peanut. He's always a little scared. He's a little doggy. But we met him. One of the nicest people you'll ever meet. He kind of stayed somewhat in character a little bit throughout to make you feel like it was. I mentioned how my brother, that was his childhood. He loved Courage the Cowardly Dog. So we watched a lot of it. And he even had a bowling ball when we were growing up. Because me and my brother were in a bowling league growing up. I actually have several trophies for that. Our team got first place, even as little kids. And my brother had this bowling ball of him. I had a Scooby-Doo one. Both of ours glowed in the dark. And his was like blue, and it had like a green slime around where Courage was too. And the green slime glowed in the dark. And I mentioned the bowling ball, and he described this exact same bowling ball that somebody had brought to the place for him to sign before too. So my brother, I didn't realize my brother still had his bowling ball because mine broke in half.
Oh, dang.
Because it was outside in the garage in cold weather and it just cracked.
Oops.
But I thought his did too. But he still had his. We could have gotten it signed for him. But I did get him a picture signed. I got myself one signed too. And on mine it said, congratulations on your upcoming nuptial. So that was cool. And like, I paid for one picture with him, but he gave me 2 different pictures. He's like, because you're getting married soon, I want to do one with just you as well.
That's cool.
So he gave me that. And he's like, every time I do pictures with people, we do one serious one, and then we do one like the dog would do. He's like, so I want you to give me a face like you're going to when she goes down the altar. And so he's like, ready, 3, 2, 1, normal picture, and then 3, 2, 1. Like that's what we were doing because you're doing the courage face when he gets scared. And then when the guys grew up, he's like, all right, serious one, then we do that. So we get the serious one, and then we're all like, and like Kai's holding my beer because I hadn't finished it yet. And Kai's holding my beer, and he's like making the face, but it looked in the picture, it kind of makes it look like he's drunk because like, but so it was kind of funny because if you know him, he doesn't really drink.
Right.
But it was a good time. We went. Then the next one I saw was the original voice actor of Michelangelo, which, if you don't know, in my stream team XHG, we all have a persona of a superhero, specifically DC superheroes. But I found a loophole because all the good DC superheroes were taken, and there was one movie, Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And since that was a thing, and technically it was teamed up with DC and Nickelodeon, I was allowed to use Michelangelo. So I got to meet the original one. He was fascinated about this podcast itself. He's like, I'm actually going to try to check that out. And then he's like, because you're getting married, I got a signed picture from him, but I also got a signed picture of Michelangelo, and I got a picture with him. And he's like, because you're getting married, he's like, I want to do something with you, a limited time thing that I don't do with everybody. He's like, I want to give you the 3-finger high five. And he did the whole spaced his fingers. I was like, I can't do that. He's like, that's fine. So this is probably the best I could do. He's like, all right. And then he counted it down. I didn't know what he was going to say. For some reason, I thought he was going to say it's pizza time. But when you high five him, you go, Cowabunga! And so, like, my version was like, oh, I didn't know what I was saying, so I was really quiet about it. He didn't say before we say Cowabunga or whatever.
Oh, you should have just, with your full, like, chest, like, whatever you were going to say, you should have just...
It's pizza time. My mom said I should have just said it's pizza time, so it would have been hilarious. But yeah. But he was so ecstatic, and he's so happy for everything going on, and he was very interested in all of the social media stuff we do. And again, not a bad experience there. But after him, we went to Phil Lamar, who voices Samurai Jack, which also was one of my brother's childhood ones, so I had to get a picture signed for him of that as well. But he also did Hermes in Futurama, and he did the weather guy in Family Guy, the angry black guy. It's like, it's raining cats and dogs out here. Like, just all he shouts really short. How's the weather today? Cold. All right. But got pictures with him as well, and then we went over to Billy West, who is an icon in voice acting, I would say. Best known probably as Bugs Bunny, the original Bugs Bunny. What's up, Doc? And then he also did the Red M&M, which I was excited about meeting the guy that voiced the Red M&M the most, probably. And I think he was happy to see me, and one of the groomsmen was most excited about the Red M&M. And he voiced Doug from Doug. So the guy that was also excited about the Red M&M with me was super excited about that show. I didn't watch too much of that show growing up.
Doug?
Yeah, that was like, I guess, one of his all-time favorite shows. He's like, you didn't tell me this guy was going to be here. And he actually got to sign pictures, and he paid for the picture that time. So that way I didn't have to pay for it this time. But I got like 4 autographs. I got 2 Bugs Bunny ones because I found one that was hidden under the M&M one that had Michael Jordan on it. And my friend, he's going to go meet Michael Jordan next February. So I was like, well, when you go meet him, take my picture with you and then get it signed, because I feel like that's going to be a rare one. Have Michael Jordan and Bugs signed on something.
Right.
But he also voiced Fry, Philip Fry, right? Professor and Zoidberg. And then the buff blonde
Zap Brannigan.
Zap Brannigan, yeah, that's right. And so he voiced all those guys. And he had a long history of them. He also voiced Elmer Fudd. Yeah, there was just a lot of things that he voiced that it was just like, oh wow,
trying to picture who that is. Like,
Billy West. Anyways, voice actors aren't really people that you notice like on the scene because they're mostly behind the scene.
right.
But he's when I told him that it was my bachelor party, he's like, you know who hosted my bachelor party? And I was like, we were all like, who? And he said Howard Stern,
Oh, Lord.
and he's like, and we had strippers. He's like, it's good that you guys are doing this though. But yeah, we had a good time, and now I know this episode's gonna be kind of long, but now we're gonna talk about the wedding. I think so. You want to start on it? I feel like I've been talking for a while, so back
Because
to you.
Because you have. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, this is gonna be a long episode. That's good.
So, finally comes the big day.
Nope.
Yeah, it's the left hand, dear.
I know.
Um, yeah, woke up, and what was cool about like the hotel where we were staying, like every morning, like they have breakfast from like 6 to 10, I think. So me and my parents, we go down for breakfast, and I'm like, my stomach is a jumbled up mess, so I just barely have like a few bite of eggs, a couple bites of sausage. And apparently that was enough to make my mom happy because she just wanted me to have something in my stomach.
Absolutely.
So then, my mom and my aunt, went to the venue first. They took like all the like table decorations. We had like signs for certain things and whatnot.
But you know who was there first? Me.
Anyways, and so they went, and then my dad came and like picked up me and my best friend because she was also in the wedding. And then we started getting ready, and holy crap, like my hair took so long. My mom kind of like styled it, whatever, and then the part that took the longest was just curling it.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because when you were getting ready, like, because on the original cards it said 2 p.m., so people were assuming that it would start at 2 p.m. And so, like, I'm out there, like, just being a host, getting people stuff. And I'm kind of like, why is everybody sitting down at their dinner table instead of, like, sitting where the front area is, where they're going to end up having to be for the ceremony? But it was what it was. But they're all sitting at their dinner tables. I'm talking to everybody, making sure they're all settled in. And then my mom and one of my aunts on my dad's side actually came up to me at the same time as they were hanging out. And it's always weird when like divorced parents hanging out with different sides of the family. But they were talking, and then they found me, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna ask you when's this gonna start because it says 2 o'clock on the card, and it's almost 2:30 now." And they're like, "What's going on?" And I said, "Oh, you guys haven't heard? She ran off." I said she's gone.
Oh, Lord.
I said, so I'm just here to tell everybody to pack up their stuff and get going.
Hopefully they laughed at that.
They're like, "Don't say that. Don't say that." I'm just like, "Don't ask." I told him, I was told it starts at 2:30. So
Yeah.
I think it was just get everybody here and then it would start. Like you don't want it to start at 2:30 and people showing up.
Well, right. That's I guess that's kind of like my mom's thinking of
It makes
in
sense.
case there were any like stragglers, like people coming at like like 2:20
Right.
to what I
think
mean.
we still had some people come in a little late or whatever. But
I don't know. I was in the room like anxious. Like it got to the point where I was pulling a U and I started pacing around the room.
But then you always have that one person that like you invite to everything and they always like find a way to get out of it kind of thing. But they wait until the last second to text you back, "Oh yeah, by the way, I can't make it," and try to like make it like seem like it's a surprise to you that they didn't show up. And like they're texting me and saying they're not going to be able to make it. And I said, "No problem." And they go, "No, it is a problem." For them. And I'm like, then I reiterated, I was like, I mean, no worries because I'm kind of worried about other things than one person showing up. I said, I got a wedding to worry about. So It is what it is.
Yeah, and then, you know, the coordinator, calls for like my sister and my best friend because, they were getting ready to go down the aisle and whatnot. And so then it became a little more real.
Oh, yeah.
And then looking like through the door, because I had both of my parents walk me down the aisle. I know typically it's like it's supposed to be the dad like walking the daughter down the aisle, but I wanted both parents to do so.
Yeah, it's not uncommon for both.
Um and then so of course before me and my parents walk down the aisle, like I just get hit with emotion. Like I'm like, oh shit, like don't cry, don't cry, don't cry.
Yeah, I saw the heavy breathing while you were walking down the.
I was trying to calm myself down, and it was funny because my mom, so my mom was on the right side, dad was on the left, which is probably, I guess at that point, like, doesn't really matter. But, and then my mom's like, like, slow down, because apparently I was trying to just
get there.
It's like, God, Mom, like, how slow do you want me to go?
Right.
But yeah, finally made it down the aisle.
Yeah. I kind of skipped some stuff that I was going to talk about. So before the wedding started, it's about 11:30 in the morning, and my guys are getting hungry, so and they're getting thirsty, but they're not getting thirsty for normal drinks. They want beers, I guess. So one of my groomsmen decides to just walk up to where the bar was set up, and there's like a mini fridge there with beer, and he just decides to open it up like it's his own fridge and just grab a beer, like he owns the place. And I'm like, who does that? Like, if I'm at a place, I would assume that everything you have to pay for. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then like, then they like as soon as he grabbed a beer, a guy popped out of the curtain and said, "Hey, you're not really supposed to do that." He's like, "Oh, sorry." And then he just took his beer and kept drinking.
I mean, at that point, like, what are you supposed to do if you
Right.
already opened it?
Well, we didn't know that you didn't pay for it either. I'm like theft, dude. I didn't know it was being hosted.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, the other one wanted a beer too, and they're like, "Sorry, we can only get beers if the groom or the bride want it. We can't give it to anybody else." So I had to walk over there and be like, "Hey, I want a beer." And then I got a beer, and then I handed it to him. Just like,
Hopefully, like, out of eyesight.
kind of not really.
Oh.
Just to prove a point.
Oh, and it's funny that you mentioned that because so before my people, my matrons of honor got called out, my sister goes like, "Can I get you anything? Like, do you need like a drink? Do you need a shot? Blah blah blah." And I was like, "Well, I guess get me a shot."
I didn't drink.
And yeah, and like at that point, like yeah, I was nervous, but like I was like okay.
Yeah.
So she went and got me a shot of Fireball, and our wedding coordinator came in and personally gave it to me because apparently that's not something they really do.
Right, yeah.
But oh my god, it was nice because it had like one of them like spherical like little ice cubes in it, and oh, it went down so smooth because it was cold.
Sure. Yeah, I didn't need a drink. I was pretty much a rock the whole time. But then they're like, "We're hungry, so we're gonna go to McDonald's and go get some food or whatever." Or they said they were going to McDonald's, but they came back like they went to Casey's because they just had like those things, little snacks or little food that you get at Casey's. They had little Hawaiian bun sandwiches, and then they're asking me if I want any. I'm like, no. The thing is like I was saving my stomach for the meal that we were gonna have because I know it was gonna fill me up because we had a whole like salad and 5-course meal thing going.
Right.
And appetizers were great. I had more appetizers than I did on my actual meal because they took my plate away before I could really even eat much of it. I don't know. The place was fancy, but they had no like decorum on certain things. Like the fact that like I'm the non-fancy one in the place, and I have to be like, no, you guys have to do this. Like for instance, on the night of the rehearsal, like when I went to go speak to their manager, their manager was like standing right next to somebody's eating basically, and just checking on them, making sure they were all good. And then when the bartender went over to tell them I wanted to speak to them, they're like in the middle of like the whole dining room area, and I'm like, well, let's take this over to a private matter. Like, I was like, I don't want to make this everyone's business. And he's like, yeah, sure, sure. And I was like, and then I explained it to him. I was like, the fact that I'm the one that's telling you to make it a private matter, like, I could just say this in front of all these customers, and maybe they'd be like, oh, I don't want to be at a place like this. You know what I mean? Like, they should be the ones that want to be discreetful and be like, hey, let's take this over here.
You would think.
And then, like, it with the, just the way that, like, during the rehearsal, I guess one of my guys was wearing a metal band shirt, and first your brother-in-law noticed it, which I guess is now my brother-in-law too. And then he mentioned something about it, and then second, one of the waiters or whatever noticed it. But like he was having like a whole like fancy decorum the whole time, and then once he saw that shirt, oh, I like your shirt, I like your shirt, and like he's like fanboying over his shirt. And then he stopped. The reason why my buddy wasn't at the dinner for like 10 minutes is because that guy stopped and just would not shut up about the shirt and the band and just talking and talking. And my buddy's just like trying to get, I got, like, he was like, I couldn't get away from him. And that's the same guy that wouldn't, that ended up catching him with a beer the next day. So then that's why it didn't seem like a big deal to him. And then it was the other guy that got told to not have a beer. And I'm like, but when he's like sitting there talking to him, and I was like, yeah, don't you have a job to do? Like, I'm thinking,
Right, like I don't get it. Like,
but he was respectful the next day, or when we had the wedding. Like every time I saw him, I'd go like this and kind of give him the respectful nod. And he did it to, like, I got it into a motion that every time he saw me, he did this, and we did it together in unison.
but
But yeah, he was fanboying over his shirt. Dayseeker, I guess, is the band.
never heard of them.
Nope, same. Anyways, so during the wedding, she comes down, and while she's coming down, my mom is right in front of me, and you can just hear her bawl, and of course, I know my mom. She's the type that's like, if I'm crying, I gotta see if anybody else is crying too, and so she's like turns around to see if I'm crying, and I'm not crying, so then she turns back around again, like, nope, don't want to. It's like, I'm not the type to get, and I said this on the pod when people were like, oh, you won't know until the day of. I said, I think I know me. I'm not going to get teary-eyed. I was excited, though. I was smiling, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. And then I played video games on her hands.
Yeah, it's like throughout like the whole time, like, so we're holding hands, and he's like, I guess
trying to lighten her mood, like, because she was.
I was just and it was funny during like the rehearsal. My sister was like, breathe, because I apparently like didn't realize that like I was holding my breath.
Right.
And I think, and
it didn't help that we didn't have my brother there for the rehearsal as the officiant, so we didn't know what he was going to say. And so we didn't know it was going to be like a 15-minute rant. We thought it was literally just going to be like, do you, smooch, then go on our way. He did a good job, but at the same time, we didn't know we were going to be standing there for so long. My hands are just getting sweaty holding your hands. It's like, so I'm just like awkward.
But I mean, he did a good job, and didn't you say like he got like his thing from like an actual like?
Yeah, I believe he got his from like an actual like pastor or something, and it was just like, here it is. So he didn't exactly know what all entailed yet, but I guess he did a good enough job that certain people at the wedding didn't believe it was his first time doing it.
Oh, I will say this though, like when he was getting towards like the end, and he was talking about the acronym FRIEND, I was thinking F is for friends who do stuff together. Oh no, that's fun, but it was still like, yeah. Why did that pop into my head?
Probably because the first thing it says F is for.
And I'm like, friends who do stuff together? Even though it was fun and not friend, but it was still like...
To be honest with you, I don't remember any of the speech.
Or any of like
Like, I know it was beautifully said and everything, but like, I didn't even know he did an acronym the whole time. People came up to me, he's like, "What was he spelling at the end?"
It was friend.
And I said, I didn't even know he did an acronym. like honestly, I didn't pay attention to anything he was saying. I was just playing with your hands and just waiting for him to be done. I know there was like 2 praying moments and like 3 verses or so that he read, but I was just like, hey, it is what it is.
Hey, we did it. That's all.
I was just waiting for the. I didn't even know we were doing. Like when he said, "Now for the vows," I'm like, God, I hope it's his vows. you know what I mean? I'm sure you were thinking the same thing. Because when he said, "Now for the vows," I'm like, oh God, like we didn't write any.
Well, no, like had we written it, that we would have.
No, I know, but he didn't know that. So like, because he didn't come to rehearsal, so he didn't know anything about anything. So it was like, when he said time for the vows, I didn't know he was going to be like, repeat after me. But when he said repeat after me, I'm like, oh, thank God. Because like I would have been able to do it, but I know she wouldn't have been able to. I could have made it up on the spot. Wedding went well. We walked out, took a bunch of pictures. Last minute photographer did a really good job.
Yeah.
Very personable, very interested in us. Even if it was like, like not saying it was because it seemed legit, but even if it was all an act, she did a perfect job. You know what I mean?
Right.
But no, I think she was legit, and she was very kind hearted, and
I don't know. Like I feel like you can tell.
no, you
like
can't.
when
She's passionate about that job, so like
yeah,
that's the reason why I didn't have my brother do it because he's a photographer too, a professional photographer. But I'm like, that's not his passion. That lady, it was her
like
passion, and I'd recommend her to anybody.
yeah.
She was great with kids. She was great with anything. She's even great with craggy adults. It was funny because she was getting pictures of us putting the flowers on each other.
The boutonnieres.
Yeah, and like your mom was like, have Brad take a picture of putting it on your dad. I'm like, oh God, like this is like one of the few interactions I have with her dad, really. Which her dad's not like the typical like, I won't beat you kind of, like kind of guy, like, but he's like a pretty quiet, like short to the point kind of guy too. So like, he's like, we gotta put these flowers on. He's like, who's putting mine on? I said, your wife told me that I have to put yours on, and we have to get a picture of it. And then he's like, well, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. He just disappears for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
and I thought it was just your side getting them, but then I had to go get my dad too.
No,
I told my dad, I said, I don't think you have to get one. I think it's just the bride's family. Because he wasn't wearing like a suit like your dad or anything. So I was like, I don't think it will really look as good. But so I had to get my dad, and I had to convince him to get it on too. Then when your dad came back, I just got done with my dad, and like she's like taking our picture, and she's like, "Well, smile, guys," and we're like, "This is us smiling." We weren't smiling at all. We just had straight face. Like, I'm sure you'll see it in the photos soon. And I was like, "Yeah, it's a Western smile. We smile like John Wayne." So.
Oh, on a side note, she did text me today with like the link for like the preview.
Can't wait to see those. You'll have to send me the link too. Is that link like public?
No.
No, it's private. Okay, I was gonna say if it's public, we could just put it on the descriptions down below, but no.
No, and it's not even. It's just a preview, so we're probably not gonna be able to see everything.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I'm assuming. I don't know.
Right. Anyways, then the wedding happened. We'll zoom back up to that. Pictures were taken. Then we went back in. We did our cool Jey Uso Yeet entrance. Granted, we're the only ones doing anything.
Yeah,
really, nobody in the wedding participated in any of the banter. Like even during our podcast, there was no like crowd interaction.
Right. But...
Closest interaction we really had while we were doing things was at one point one person was doing the Yeet stuff with us because he's a big wrestling fan too, and I guess he was going like this. We weren't paying attention. Run it back, which is a big reference. And he did come up to me and say, "I acknowledge you as the bridal chief," something like that. Which is funny because he's a big Roman Reigns fan, so.
It worked.
Did have somebody that, like, throughout the whole, like, wedding time was, like, trying to get me to, like, meet up with them at some time. And it's just like, it's too busy of a time to be worrying about like something other than the wedding. It's like, I don't know. I'm trying to get married. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but we went in, then we left. We came back and did our podcast. Again, wasn't bad, but I definitely was shorter than this, and we kind of ran out of things to say. Like, when you're in a live crowd and the crowd is not interacting at all, it's just awkward up there. So you're just like, okay, let's get this done with.
Let's wrap it up.
Yep, so we did. But then afterwards, everybody was like, oh, great podcast, great podcast. I'm like, yeah.
It's like, yeah, we could have used your participation.
Especially when we said participate in this and that.
All right.
Okay,
oh, well.
That's what you get when you have 90% people like of an older crowd.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. My favorite part is like the DJ. Like we gave him a certain set of songs, and we told him we're pretty relaxed. We're not gonna pressure you too much. Gave him a good paycheck. So I mean,
yeah.
But then people want to be like, well, why isn't he playing this or this or this? And it's like, he literally said at the beginning, like, ask for requests. Like, he's like, anybody want anything? Come up here and request it.
Yeah.
And then, like, I had people coming up to me. Like, my dad came up to me at one point and said, hey, could you go up there and have him request this song because your niece really likes that song or whatever? And it's like, you could have gone up there. He doesn't bite. That was another reason why I didn't get to eat. Stuff like that. Like, anytime I sat down. But anyways. But yeah, wedding went good. Me and Fidget never sweated the small things, and as you can tell, we had very detailed analysis of the wedding. So like, clearly we savored the moment and didn't rush it like we were advised.
And then at like one point, like the DJ texted you.
Yeah.
And then
the thing was just before our podcast. Like the music stopped. I'm like, oh, the music stopped. Like I heard it before you even texted me. He's like, I'm freaking out over here.
Yeah, and that's something you.
Never mind, got
it. But even still, that's something like you never want to hear like your DJ say like I'm freaking out, and it's like, why?
We're laughing in the back like it happens. But he said it's always going to be something, right?
And I mean,
it was the small blimp. Like he figured it out pretty quick.
Oh, didn't you say like he accidentally like kicked the cord?
He said he stepped on his cord and unplugged some stuff.
Oh, so easy fix, but you know.
Yep.
And even if something major did happen, you know what? Oh, well.
I do think it's interesting that when me and the rest of the bridal party was walking down the aisle for the wedding, it was like an Avenger version of the bridal wedding or whatever.
Well, because like I didn't pick anything and I didn't know I was like...
And he's like, I got a couple here. And then he's like, here's this one. And he's like, it's from the Avengers or whatever. And I said, as long as it doesn't have like a Hulk smash or any kind of like nerdy stuff in it, it's like, it'll work. And so when we were going down to it, I was like, this is interesting. Never thought I'd be in it, because I'm more of a DC guy, so I never thought I'd be in a Marvel. But it is what it is. And then after we somewhat got done, we got to dance with a lot of the kids were the mainly ones dancing. And then some of the adults that were with the kids, obviously.
Oh, and sometime in between everything, we did cut the cake and all of that, and we fed each other.
Which the way the cake was made, it was really hard to cut. Because like they're like, well, do you want to cut? Like, do you want to do it from this spot or this spot? And we're like, we're not fucking cake experts. Like, no offense, but and then like the one that they decided would be the best for us to cut was the secondary part, and it's like I can't cut all the way through because it's a circle. So it's like, what am I supposed to do? Like,
so we cut it on both sides, and then he just kind of sawed
down it because like you can't go to the middle when the top part's all the way there too.
Right.
I don't know if I was supposed to just go.
No, we did it.
It would have been a mess.
We did it the right way.
So I don't know. We tried,
and then
we didn't really even eat any of that.
And then I gave him a nice like piece, and my piece is like hanging off the fork, and it's like, good Lord, thank you.
I gave her such a big piece that she had to go.
Yeah, thanks.
I thought she'd give me a meaty piece too. I barely tasted mine. I was like,
I'm sorry, I'm trying to be proper.
I had to chew on it like a little chipmunk.
Well, and the reason why, like, I know, like, normally, like, the cutting of the cake is done more towards, like, later in the evening, but, we
After the
only
food.
had the photographer for a short period of time because,
Yeah.
like, she had a, like, I think, like, a family
She
reunion
had
or
prior
something.
engagements.
Yeah. And, I was just happy that she was willing to do it
Right.
beforehand, like,
It was just funny because like
and
it wasn't the first time we did like a cake picture thing. Honestly, like my best man did a pretty good job at our first time doing a wedding. Because
oh,
remember
yeah.
we had a cake there too.
But and like he had said earlier, like I really liked our photographer. Like I feel like her and my personality
Oh yeah.
are very similar.
She apparently clicked with me because she thought I was hilarious the whole time. I'm like, I like anybody that thinks I'm funny. I was like, yeah, this lady gets me.
Well, and then it was funny when she texted me at first, like I didn't know who it was, and honestly, like I thought it was spam because then she sent the link, and then the link wasn't
No.
clickable.
Oh.
And then she texted saying like, "Oh, I added like she added
Right.
like a little video or something." And then it popped up like, "Oh, this could possibly be blah blah blah." And I'm like,
Right.
"Oh, add to contact in case she ever texts me again."
So then after all that, and we barely got to eat, we went and played the shoe game. And so we got the tables out right next to the dance floor. And that was fun. But again, sorry you guys won't be able to really see it. I'm going to text him and try to get the questions memorized on what he asked. I do know the last question was like, who has a crush on John Cena or whatever. Because he was trying to incorporate a WWE thing into it because he knows I'm a big WWE fan. But if you know me, I was never really a John Cena fan. So I'm just like, I kind of looked at it. He's like, kind of looked at him, but I was like, because he told me he was like not sure if he should do his last one because he's like it'll make me laugh, and he said I'm sure, but he's like I don't know if that many people will go for it. And then when he asked Kai about it, Kai said no, that wouldn't really be funny because Kai gets pretty literal about it. So like he knows that I'm not a fan of John Cena, but
But
I
that's what
went with a joke, and I told him I said if you go decide to say it, I'll make sure to laugh extra hard for you, no matter what, even if I don't find it funny. And he's like, oh gee, thanks. And so then I think he decided to do it. He's like, that was the joke and I was like, yeah. I said it was good, but I said I just gotta warn you, I never really was a big John Cena guy. He's like, I know, it's just I just named a wrestler because I don't know any.
yeah, that's like what he was saying to me like after too, and it's like
I was like, if he said Drew McIntyre, hers would have been like, poof, and like threw it up in the air,
accidentally throw it behind.
stick it up into the ceiling, still
Oh,
going up.
oh, my bad.
But yeah, it was a good time. And then we played the Cheers to the Governor, and that one we do have all the audio, and so stay tuned to the end. We'll add it to this as well. This is gonna be a long episode.
Yeah.
It'll definitely be over an hour and a half, but
Yeah.
I think we pretty much recapped our whole weekend. We got our papers turned in. It's official now.
I will.
Since yesterday, as of this recording.
Oh, you said it.
And it is June 2nd.
I will say though, yesterday it was nice to finally just like
Right.
be home.
What was also cool is when we went and got the tattoo, like showing it off. As soon as we get first place we went to wasn't open when they said they were, so we went to a second place.
Yeah.
If you ever go to a tattoo place, go to the Wild Rose in Des Moines. If you're in the Des Moines area, highly recommend it. As soon as we walked in there was a couch, and they were playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
And as soon as I was the first one to walk in, I was like, "Oh, you guys using my creator code?" And they were like all jokey with me, and they were all like, "Oh, that's cool. You got your own creator code and stuff like that." And then like, I was just waiting for the tattoo guy to get done or whatever. And then he's like, "I got everything finished, but if you're busy, And I was just like, "I'll go." He's like, "Well, I'll just go eat my lunch real quick." And so then he goes and eats his lunch, and then I'm just like sitting there on the couch. I'm like, "Well, do you guys want to win on your Fortnite or whatever?" And so then I was playing the Fortnite, and I was hoping I really would get a win because the last time I was cocky like that, I was playing on her Switch. I was like, "I'll show you how to get a win," and then I immediately got a win right away.
Yeah.
And so I got close. I got third, but I got sandwiched at the end. So, but it was pretty cool. I got to show them I definitely got to show them I was a little more intense than they were on the game. Because I got multiple kills, and the lady that was sitting there watching me play was like, oh, wow. Because I got a couple snipe kills, too, and everything. But, yeah, I got the tattoo done on my finger, and everybody was like, oh, my God, that's going to hurt. Didn't feel a thing. It's crazy. But, yeah, we got our paperwork done, so it's all official. We're just waiting for the license to come in the mail, and then she's going to get all of her stuff switched over to her official last name now. But, yeah, it's all legal now. Yeah. We're in government now as married couple. Crazy to think.
Yeah.
So May 30th is our anniversary.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll bring it up on the podcast every time around May 30th. Gives us something to talk about. Anyways, stay tuned for the end of this. I think we're ready to get out of here. What do you think? Fidget did try Savage Energy for the first time too.
Yes, it was very good.
All right. Until next time. Much love. How are we going to do this? Okay, we got it on both screens. Much love. Now they're going to be able to see it a little. And peace. Probably not, because the much love will be in the middle, but peace. All right, here we go. We're playing Cheers to the Governor, guys. Who wants to start out? All right, I'll just say it. 1.
Brad's going to start.
Which way are we going?
Somebody.
1.
He said
he just lost.
2, 3, 4,
5, 6, 14.
8. What? 10.
11. I told you he's going to go first. 12. 13.
7. 15. 16.
17. 18. 19.
20. 21.
All right, Jason, make the first rule. Say it to Mike.
10 is Cowabunga.
Cowabunga?
Cowabunga? 10. Okay. Who starts?
I started this one, so Kyle will say one.
1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6.
7.
Okay, we're gonna count that one. He's got one.
Strike one for a cup.
We didn't count the first one. We'll count that one.
Do I start over?
No, you continue where he was. So.
No, you just.
I start over at 1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
1, 2,
3, 4, 5,
6, 14, 8,
9. Cowabunga. 11.
You just said 11.
No,
You're 12. You just said 11.
Well, I thought Cowabunga.
No, 10.
10.
So you're.
So what's your final list?
12,
13.
7,
15.
16.
17.
20.
21. Cheers. Cheers together.
No, we're not done yet.
No, you say it every.
Oh, jeez.
So she gets to start this.
Is what?
Wowza.
Wowza.
Say 4.
4.
2,
3.
Wowza.
5.
14, 8,
9.
Cowabunga.
It's the same every time. 11.
13, 14.
Oh.
7. You got one out.
Oh my.
So now
Pull the
she's
finger out.
You start.
Only have one life?
2.
3.
Oh, 4.
Wowza.
You got
2.
you're at 1 life.
One life. One. You might have 2. You got 2. You got 1.
Dude.
1, 2,
3. Wowza.
5.
14,
Okay.
18,
9. Cowabunga.
11.
12, 13,
15. 16.
17.
20.
21.
Hey!
Cheers to the governor.
Now,
Oh, you made a rule last time.
Yeah, what the heck?
visual.
We'll go 2 is wahoo.
2 is 1.
Wahoo?
Wahoo and Wowza.
Yeah, like Mario.
Space
Wahoo.
between each other.
Number 2. Leaving? Winner. Good to see ya.
Did you start last time?
You don't have to be nice.
You start.
1. Wahoo.
I just said Wahoo. He almost forgot.
I knew it was Dubby.
I thought 4 was Cowabunga.
No, that's a different one.
What?
Oh my god.
5.
6.
He can tell you.
14.
8.
11.
12. 13.
7.
18. 19.
20. Alright, Kai, you can do the rule. Next rule. What number is what? 1 is first? So we just
So
say
what is
first?
first?
Okay.
What is first?
Alright, I go first, I guess. First.
I forgot that one.
It's Wahoo.
Wow.
That's the wild card.
5. 6.
14.
Cowabunga.
11. 12.
13.
16.
17. 18.
19. So you did one
Cheers.
already, right? Huh? You already did one. Oh, now my mic's ready.
Like for having a good series.
Oh, heck yeah. 21 is much love.
What is it?
Much love.
Much
That's not what I heard.
I thought you said something about mud.
Alright,
Mud lovers.
you guys are going to share that.
So we're gonna share the mic with it because his is yes.
Three. I don't even know that was
5.
9.
Cowabunga.
11.
12. 16. 17. 18.
Much love.
Alright, I guess I'll make a rule. 18 is holy cow!
Wowza.
Nope.
Wrong one.
Wrong one.
What the heck?
Wahoo.
Wahoo! Like think Mario. Then
Alright, 1.
He got to go first.
First.
3.
Wowza.
I forgot.
8.
I know. Hey,
7. 18. 9. Alabama.
12. 13.
7. 15.
60.
17.
Holy cow.
19.
20. Much love.
Alright, who wants to go? You got a roll? Oh. Okay. You want to do it?
Me?
Let's switch 13 and 6. 13 and 6? So it's 6.
What?
So we're speeding it up.
That's the best.
We gotta get some people out. They're almost out. They're both down to 1.
I'm surprised I made it this far.
Do you need to run through the rules real quick?
Sure.
So, 1 is Chris, 2 is Wahoo, 4 is Wowza, 7 is 14, 6 is 13, 10 is Alabama, 14 is 7, 18 is Holy Cow, 21 is Western.
You've got 13 and 6. 13 and 6. I guess I'll
First. Wahoo.
You said Wahoo.
3.
Five. 13. 14.
It's coming. Guys out. Alright, Kai, you can take the walk.
No, you. Thank you. Congratulations.
They'll chop your head off.
Alright, see you guys.
Oh, you're leaving?
I'm good. Wait, is this one more? No.
We're classmates.
Oh, okay, I see. I'm head out then.
First.
Yeah. Yeah, nice to meet you, by the way. Congratulations.
No, you're
Second one's out.
another one bites the dust.
Dude, I didn't know the
You
second.
might as well do it over here.
Right? You might have. It's Wahoo.
Then we can put this one over here.
Yes.
First. Wahoo.
3. Wowza.
5.
We're gonna get all three.
77.
That's what. It was 14.
Hold your fingers up, Bradley.
First.
Trying to get the camera and you guys are
Wowza. 5.
13. 14.
9.
Cowabunga. 11.
6.
7.
6, 7.
15.
60.
Nope. 3. Yeah, you know it's 13.
No, that was 13.
It's 16. It's 16 and 3. No, it was 13 and 6. It's 16 and 3. No, it was 13.
You're right.
13.
Okay.
You did that this earlier, too.
17.
18.
Wrong. Holy cow.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I'm barely remembering the rules. I just know it's so long. I don't know the right rule. I just know it's long.
First.
Wahoo. 3.
Wowza. 13.
Nope. 5.
First. Wahoo.
13. First.
You guys are one?
Word number
Have you lost any yet?
No.
I lost
She
one.
lost one.
Before we go, she was just like,
Party game.
Bye. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you.
Two. Oh, fuck.
You got me all distracted with people leaving and shit.
No excuses. You have not put up your fingers now.
First. Loud. Five.
13. 14.
8. 9.
Cowabunga.
6.
7.
Oh.
7.
7.
Touch love.
No.
Wrong one. You knew it was different though. You knew
I knew it was different.
Holy cow.
Holy cow. I'm never going to remember that one.
Yeah, that's tough.
First.
3.
Cowabunga.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Wazoo.
Oh, she's, I'm out.
Wowza.
Wowza. And
See, I
made
forgot
that
the word. I
one
just
too.
knew it was
I made that word.
How does that work?
When you switched 6 and 13, that fucked me up so bad. I was like,
Down to 3.
Alright, I got 2 right.
I'm surprised I made it this
I
far.
know.
First.
3.
Wowza.
5. 13.
14.
8. 9.
Cowabunga.
11. 12.
6.
7. 15. 17. Holy cow. 20. Much love.
Wow, we all win. We all win.
I don't like this.
Alright, I gotta make it.
I'm going to be the next one up. I bet you.
It's my catchphrase.
15 is 5.
15 is
5 is still 5, but 15 is 5.
what the heck?
15 is 5.
That's gonna be fun.
He's trying to get us out.
First. 3. Wazoo.
Wowza.
Wowza, that's one letter. Someone else.
3. 5. 13.
14.
8. 9. 11. 12.
5.
Oh, 6.
She's out.
Alright.
Down to us 2.
I knew it was.
First. Wahoo. 3. Wow. 5. 13. 14. 8.
I told you today.
9. Cow.
Almost not because I switched over. 11.
12. 6. 7. 16.
17.
Holy cow.
19.
20.
Much longer.
Holy crap.
7 years ago.
I'm surprised we got the 5.
First. 3. Solid. 5. 13. 14. 8.
Cheers to the governor.
What do I win?
The satisfaction.
That works. Five.
I mean, you could take him home if you want for tonight. Well, you can't be.